Bassirou Diomaye Faye, the newly appointed leader of Senegal, took office promising to rebuild the nation and implement structural reforms. At 44, Faye is Africa's youngest elected president, having swiftly risen from political prison to the presidency. He aims to address high unemployment rates among the youth and reduce the influence of former colonial power France, running on a platform of eliminating corruption and improving natural resource management. His election victory reflects the people's desire for change. In line with Faye's promises, the United States has donated 30 military and utility vehicles to the Senegalese military, seen as a move to strengthen ties with Dakar. The US aiming to bolster its influence in Africa amid growing anti-Western sentiment, provided these vehicles on May 10, 2024, for use in training and military operations. This donation highlights the strong bond between the US and Senegal and underscores American ambitions for the Senegalese army. The US values the professionalism and sacrifices of the Senegalese armed forces over the past 60 years, continuing to support Senegal's peacekeeping readiness through various training and equipment programs. Ambassador Mike Reyna highlighted the long-standing collaboration between the US and Senegal's military to meet their equipment and training needs, supporting Senegal's global peacekeeping efforts. Past projects included infrastructure at Mont Roland's National Training Center, delivering armored personnel carriers to NIS, and enhancing counter-improvement capabilities. This year, the US will open a multi-purpose classroom and warehouse at Dodgy's Tactical Training Center and install marksmanship simulators at the Captain Diane and Tubacuta centers. The ambassador expressed hope that the donation of 10 Mitsubishi cargo trucks, 15 Land Cruisers, and 5 Hiluxes would boost Senegal's peacekeeping training. These vehicles symbolize the strong partnership and respect the US has for the Senegalese military. The US views Senegal as a crucial strategic partner and is committed to facing global threats together, reinforcing their cooperation. President Faye supports and actively engages in this partnership. President Faye has initiated the necessary changes since taking office. Last month, he called for a redefined relationship with the European Union during a visit from European Council President Charles Michel. Faye, inaugurated on April 2, was elected on a platform of significant change and the restoration of national sovereignty over key sectors. Acknowledging the complexity of Senegal's relationship with Europe, he seeks a renewed cooperation to support a more innovative dynamic, as he stated at a joint press conference with Michel on April 22. Currently, Senegal enjoys preferential trade arrangements with the EU, including duty-free exports under the Everything But Arms system, the most generous regime under the European Generalized System of Preferences. Additionally, the Sustainable Fisheries Partnership Agreement, established with the EU in November 2014 and renewed biennially, benefits Senegal. Faye's administration aims to increase national ownership of resources and reduce dependence on foreign countries, especially France. According to the finance minister, Senegal plans to pursue stronger bilateral and multilateral relationships while diminishing reliance on external policies. As a member of the West African Economic and Monetary Union, Senegal also seeks greater authority over its central bank. The renewed relationship between Senegal and the EU could lead to significant changes. Senegal aims to redefine its interactions with the EU, potentially leading to enhanced cooperation and improved economic conditions. Emphasizing national sovereignty over key industries suggests a desire for greater control over financial resources and decision-making. Senegal's focus on strengthening its economic and governance strategies while reducing dependency on foreign governments aligns with its broader reform and autonomy goals. At the same time, Senegal seeks to strengthen ties with the United States. Trade agreements, which facilitate investment and the flow of goods and services by lowering trade barriers, will be influenced by the new measures and regulations. These agreements can benefit consumers, boost the economy, and create business opportunities. As part of President Faye's reforms, contracts for oil and gas have been renegotiated, with plans to do the same for fishing agreements with the EU. The recently appointed Minister of Mines and Energy announced that once a promised audit is completed, the government would also renegotiate contracts related to mining, oil, and gas. President Faye's approach contrasts with that of his predecessor, Macky Sall, who prioritized a pro-investor stance but failed to address Senegal's high cost of living or unemployment with his infrastructure-focused plans. Politicians and business analysts have cautioned Faye against renegotiating mining and oil contracts, warning of potential consequences. Former President Sall noted that such decisions could impact investment and future partnerships. On April 11, through his Minister of Mines and Energy, Bassirou Diomaye Faye announced plans to renegotiate contracts related to mining, oil and gas following an audit. Experts express concerns that renegotiations may deter investors due to unpredictability and changes to contract provisions, potentially affecting the growth of these industries. Nevertheless, Faye remains committed to his agenda. Faye's reform strategy prioritizes the welfare of the local population. The aim of renegotiating contracts is to ensure fair distribution of benefits and positive local impact. Shortly after taking office, Faye directed his Prime Minister to develop an action plan to revive the nation's economy and finances. Senegal's ambition to become a significant oil producer could be significantly influenced by these negotiations. While specific details have not been disclosed, the government seeks to ensure that restructured contracts serve the country's best interests, potentially altering terms, conditions, and income-sharing arrangements. Renegotiating Senegal's oil and mining contracts is risky due to potential obstacles and uncertainties. The government aims to optimize economic gains and distribute resources fairly, but must balance complex negotiations in volatile industries. This caution also applies to US contracts. The US donation of 30 vehicles to the Senegalese armed forces strengthens bilateral ties and demonstrates America's commitment to Senegal's security. These vehicles will enhance the military's ability to address threats and protect borders effectively. The donation highlights Senegal's importance as a key ally in regional security and counterterrorism, boosting military capabilities and fostering mutual respect between the two nations. This act of generosity highlights the importance of cooperation in global security and sets a strong example for international collaboration. Senegal and the US aim to build a safer and more prosperous future through these efforts. Senegal's decision to remain a US ally or seek new partnerships will depend on various diplomatic, economic, and strategic factors. The evolving international landscape and Senegal's priorities will shape its alliances. Share your thoughts in the comments, like, share, and subscribe to the African Web channel for updates on the African continent.